Simon and David, I'm going to introduce to you a man who was part of Channel 9 on opening day when they started transmission in January 1957. But I think he was also on air with Jeff Cork from the transmitter up in Mount Dandenong prior to official opening day, because, surprise, surprise, I was in the city the other day to discover, Simon, that Bernard's Magic Shop, which goes way back to my childhood, is reopening in the city.
Oh.
Alf Gertler was Bernard the magician, and we always used to go there and buy our magic tricks and so on. The shop is reopening, and the man who's going to be a part of the opening, David, say hello to Ron Blaskett.
Oh, my goodness, the legend.
Hello there, David.
Hello, Ron, how are you?
You sound very bright, and it's always a pleasure to listen to you.
Oh, Ron, this is fate, because today we were talking about collectibles with Dennis Walter.
Yes.
And Dennis was talking about things, have you collected anything that you cherish? And I said, Dennis, I still have the original Jerry G in the box, in a little Essendon jumper.
I'll just add one thing to that. You have a Jerry G Jr., not a Jerry G.
You're right, a Jerry G Jr.
Yeah, they were the toys sold in the shops.
That's right, in the box, in prime condition, and I've kept it all these years because my great thrill in life early on was to go to the Tarak show and take in Jerry G Jr.
Well, the bid is $2,000 at the moment.
I'm not going to sell it. I wouldn't sell it. Ron Blaskett. Gee, Ron, that's amazing. So you were at Channel 9 when it started?
Oh, before it started.
But Philip's quite right. I was from Mount Dandenong before our studios were finished, and then I was working for them for 10 years after that.
And Simon, do you remember Jerry G Jr.? That's right, because Ron had Jerry G.
I'm a little too young to remember Jerry G's appearances on television, but I'm well aware through my years here working with Bruce and Phil, one of the most common topics that is brought up is, I've got a Jerry G doll, which is a Jerry G Jr. doll.
And of course, Ron, the fact that Simon is the nephew of Jeff Cork, a man that we were so fond of at Channel 9.
Look, Jeff Cork was a delight to work with, and I was very happy that I was able to title him Corky, King of the Kids.
Yes.
And that happened when I was with Bernard the Magician at the Danish Club. I suddenly got the inspiration that he needed some nice character, and I thought Corky, King of the Kids, and I wrote the little song, and it was a great delight to work with him, and I was very sorry when he was no longer with us.
Yeah, and you see, to my knowledge, and they're both passed away now, I think he and Graham had a falling out, and as a result of that, it was an inspiration that he moved to the children's show.
It was very much an inspiration. They were wondering what to do with him, and we were very glad that he came into the children's show, because both he and Joff Allen were a great asset, and you stood in sometimes, but Jeff Cork was a very interesting man, a delightful man of good humour, and it's always a great memory to have worked with him.
Oh, now, David, and
just before you do, Phil, Mr. Blaskett, I wasn't actually aware that there was a King Corky song.
Oh yes, King Corky, King of the Kids, he's the one for me, holding court for us, he say, with just a Jerry G, so on and so forth.
Yeah, fabulous.
I've got it at home, I'll bring it in for you.
Oh, please do, I wasn't aware.
And did you write that, Ron? Yeah.
I can't recall, really, I'm not sure, but I wrote most of the songs, including the Toodaloo song,
Oh, of course, yeah.
which was used by Katrina Roundtree on Cartoon Corner.
Oh, yeah. Now,
We used to get a royalty for that each year, which was good.
Now, David, the reason we're talking to Ron, I mentioned the reopening of Bernard's Magic Shop, and you'll be involved, won't you?
Yes, 187 Elizabeth Street, next Friday from 12 till 2. I'll be in there signing my book.
Gee.
Me and Jerry G.
And anyone, including David Mann, who brings a Jerry G Jr. in, I will sign it on the tummy.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
And Ron, were there any other ventriloquists around at that stage when you were becoming, very
Well, the big
familiar?
one was in radio at your station, Mel Verco with Ginger. He was extremely popular with a 15-minute show. Terry Deere, who did opening night at Channel 9, was one of the people who worked with him, and a fellow called Rolly Barley. But visually, he was very bad. The figure was bad, and he was not a good ventriloquist. But on Magic radio, he was absolutely wonderful.
And Ron, have you still got Jerry G with you?
I'll be there next Friday at that 187 Elizabeth Street, and I'll have all the accoutrements that I had, and I'm still working, but only for worthwhile causes at retirement villages.
Oh, yeah, you are indestructible, Ron. You'll be around forever.
I don't know about that. I can walk to the car. It's interesting, before I go, to note that they've had a breakthrough with communication with Alzheimer's patients through the use of music and dolls. A fellow called Peter Coughlin, who played with Wilbur Wilde, got a breakthrough with music, and then they found that they reacted to ventriloquist dolls. And so I've been very busy going from retirement village to retirement village with a 1-hour presentation, including copies of the opening of Channel 9.
Ron,
Wow.
my memory's not that great, but maybe I'm on the wrong track here, but was there a Geraldine?
Yes, but Geraldine was only a female version of Jerry G. Jr., not a figure that used on the show, because my wife had a figure called Sandra Simpkins on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I will remember. Ron, it's wonderful to talk to you, and you're always so welcome on Nightline.
Thank you very much. In regards to Simon, I think of him very nicely. He's always been so courteous to me. Also, your producer who rang me, I must give him credit for being so nice.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, that's Ken
Just
Francis. He's a gentleman.
He certainly is.
one question, if you don't mind, before you go, Mr. Blaskett.
Don't call me Ron.
Ron.
Calls me
Yes,
my wife.
It's a bit late now. The interview's nearly over.
Ron, I know that Ernie Carroll has had a couple of Oswald Q. ostriches over the years,
Oh, yeah.
and he now there's two still in existence, one at the Television Museum and one that he keeps himself. How many Jerry G's have there been?
Well, Jerry G was a carved figure, and if there are any reproductions, you can tell they're reproductions because they'd be fiberglass. But the original wooden Jerry G is such, but so far as the public's concerned, there's one Jerry G.
Yeah, and we'll look forward to seeing you next Friday at Bernard's Magic Show.
Thank you very much, Phil. Nice to talk to you all.
Good to you, Ron.
Well done, Ron.